Hey guys, it's Erica Parker here, your queen of real estate, and I'm here with Scott Williams with Juggernaut Payment Processing. Hi Scott, say hi to the audience.
Hey everybody.
Guys, we're outside today in the Woodlands on the waterway at one of their art benches. We thought we'd show this off because, you know, payment processing is a mobile thing. You gotta go see the businesses where they're at most of the time. So we don't necessarily have a storefront, but we did want to showcase one of the really great things about the Woodlands. So Scott, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do in your business? What is payment processing?
So payment processing is basically the process between the customer and a business owner to get paid. So every time when somebody uses a credit card or a debit card, there's somebody in the background that facilitates all of that to make sure that their funds get directed into their bank account, and also that their POS system is working properly to basically keep their inventory straight. And so they know what's going on, what's in their business, and also helps with their bookkeeping and things like that.
Awesome. So, what made you want to start this business?
So, I've done several different things. I've owned a CrossFit. I've done real estate.
Yeah.
And I come upon this because of just some connections that I have. And when I got to learning about it, I was like, that's a great way to have residual income within your life. And you can actually, there's a lot of upfront work. But on the back work, there is not, just a lot of customer interaction, make sure everything's copacetic with what they're doing, and make sure their payments are fully funded and all that. So it's a lot of front end work, but a lot of and not as much back end work. Just a lot of customer retention and things like that. Sure. That's what I really wanted.
Sure. Yeah. No. Relationships are a big part of both of our businesses for sure. So, what do you feel like? Because you started this business, you know, what surprised you most about this business?
How a lot of business owners are very lackadaisical in their business itself. Once things start going, they really don't go back to find out if there's anything I can progress or make better. They're kind of, I hate to say this, but sometimes business owners are okay with being mediocre within their business. Instead of finding new ways to make it better, make it more streamlined, create more revenue, create better valuation in their business itself. Yeah.
So, and on that subject, just to kind of expound a little bit, I know that you sometimes will go into a business and show them how much that they can save by using your payment processing over another one, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's part of what you do as well,
Yes.
is kind of helping them see where that benefit is, and so that they aren't maybe lackadaisical or happy with the norm. And maybe
and that's a lot of things what I found out with this as I dive deeper and deeper into it, that it's simple but it can go deep into the abyss. And I think that's where a lot of business owners don't see how their merchant processing can help them save 30%, because right now you have fuel costs going above 30%, and these are all your materials, your fuel costs, even electricity right now, you know, it's 30%. You can actually offset that by changing your merchant processing provider very easily. And you can change within 7 days, depending on the type of business that you're running.
Sure. Well, that's awesome. So why don't you tell me, what drives you to do what you do? What motivates you?
So being in different spheres of different businesses, I actually like helping people. I mean, through my whole process, everything that I've done from CrossFit to real estate to this is all helping individuals, whether it's, you know, a B2C or a B2B type deal. Because in CrossFit, you know, it was very, very personal, you know, training people. And then within real estate, some of the things that I've done, you know, help people in foreclosure, like you've done, you know, it's a very, you know, business to consumer type of done. Now I've changed the roles and went B2B, and it's still the same thing. You're dealing with people. So it's just helping people, you know, making their lives a little bit better.
Yeah, that's great. And I'm sure you have goals. Everyone has goals for their business. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what your next goals are for this next 12 months? So
business-wise, is basically I would like to process $1 million a month.
Okay.
Not earn $1 million, just process $1 million a month. I'm slowly getting there. At some point I'll get there. I don't know if it'll be this year, but hopefully this year. And then personally, I want to take my kid to Disney World.
Sounds like the World Series or whatever. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go to Disney World.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically all I want to do. I just want to go to Disney World.
Well,
if you didn't know, I worked there at one point.
Oh, Yes, you did. So Scott was a prince at Disney World, guys. So definitely, if you haven't met him, you can definitely give him a little hard time about that. So, we talked about your goals, but what do you find to be some of your greater challenges through achieving those goals, or just through doing your business?
So one of the biggest issues that I've found out is that a lot of businesses have been screwed over by merchant processors. They hide fees, they put them in different types of brackets or tiered pricing, which can really lower the revenue that you're getting every day and each month. But they'll hide things, and that's really, I try to pride myself on. I don't hide anything. I try to be very, very transparent. I teach people about what's going on. Maybe sometimes I give them a little bit too much information, but that's one of my biggest issues. They've been screwed over so many times, or very hard, that they don't want to talk to another merchant processor. They found them that's working okay and that they're doing good, and they don't want to talk to anybody else because of their past and what has happened to them.
Gotcha. So guys, if you are looking into making your business more streamlined, definitely look into talking to Scott about more payment processing as well, and seeing if that could save you some money. Now, what do you think most people don't know about your business?
How deep it can actually go. One thing that I've learned, talking to different type of verticals, from retail or restaurant, they're all kind of all of your POS systems are kind of piggyback off each other. They might be different, but they're using basically the same type of software. It's just twisted a little bit to make it fit what they're trying to do. Because in college, I worked at a restaurant, and I worked a little bit of retail. Inventory is inventory no matter which way you go. Yeah. So one type of POS system can actually work for both restaurants and for retail.
Okay.
And it can also expand into other things depending on what type of business it is. I have a couple of them that you can actually sit there and customize what you want inside the system, so it better fit your business itself. Great.
And then you do have some stuff though, if they want to keep part of their POS system that kind of like piggybacks off of it, correct?
Yes. So
if there are those options, if they just spend a ton of money on their POS system.
Yeah. So like Clover's pretty expensive. They're the way they have it set up for their customers and their customer service is not too bad, but it is pretty expensive, and sometimes their updating is pretty expensive. What I can actually do is I can circumvent their actual processing to where all you have to do is just get a little side terminal. And all they have to do is press it. It's basically called a third-party tender button inside their system, and it can actually circumvent their processing, which they can keep all their inventory if they don't want to switch over or anything like that.
Okay, great to know. I know that payment processing's really business to business, so why don't you tell me a little bit about why you think shopping local is so important?
So money flows. There's the old saying that money doesn't grow on trees. Well, it doesn't, but it flows like water. Okay. So when you spend your money on a local place, that money tends to stay within that little community. Like a local retail shop, they usually have some type of custom T-shirts or things like that. So those T-shirts were usually made by a local company, and so that money just flows throughout the community. And that's very important for the local economy, and it's also important for other small businesses, because the more local money that stays in will create more businesses and more job opportunities at some point.
Yeah, that's great. I hadn't even thought about that. Well, we all like to have fun and, just go do other things besides work. So why don't you tell the audience what you do besides work?
So one of the things I love, since I've done CrossFit, I love lifting weights. I've been lifting weights since I was in my early 20s. I'm 40, and so I just love lifting weights. It's just one of my pure hobbies. My little boy, who's 5, he's gotten into RC cars, so we kind of mess around with RC cars. I help him fix them. He bashes them and breaks them, so I have to turn around and fix them again. And then my wife isn't from here, so we like to go visit her family. She's originally from Oregon, so we go to Oregon, we go to Washington and Utah a lot. So we go visit her family a lot, and then we'll go visit my family that's in Arkansas and Mississippi. So that's what we do.
So how do you like Texas since y'all are both transplants?
Well, technically, I'm not a transplant. I'm originally, so I was born in Arkansas, and then I lived in Houston from the time I was 2 until the time I was 12. I lived in South Houston, right off Edgebrook, and then I moved to the Beaumont area in Nederland when I was about 12, and then I graduated from Nederland and Lamar University, and then did some moving around, worked at Disney in Florida, and then I lived out in Utah and a little bit for Oregon, but I can't get away from Texas. I'll never be able to get away from Texas.
Yeah, Texas is fun. So, and finally, I love to ask this question to, especially a lot of the entrepreneurs I talk to, and just what advice would you give a young person on how to live life and what they should do?
Depends on their goals. When I was younger, the first job I ever really wanted, like true awesome job, I wanted to be the CEO of Nike. I even have a picture of me wearing a Nike shirt that said I want to be the CEO of Nike. So that didn't pan out, but if you really want to be successful and you kind of want to do your own thing like I have, I really don't like working in corporate, as much as I hate to say that, but learn to network. If you're in corporate or not, learn to network. Number one thing. If I could go back and talk to 15-year-old me in high school, I would say join a couple of clubs, learn to debate. You wouldn't believe how much of life is negotiation. Learn how to debate, learn how to talk to people, because your relationships in life will create your net worth at some point.
Awesome. And if someone wants to get a hold of you, because we do have a lot of businesses that watch these videos, why don't you give us a little bit on your contact information?
So the easiest way to reach me is my phone number. It's 409-718-7133, or you can email me, juggernautpaypros@gmail. On our website, just juggernautpaypros.com. It's the easiest way, but cell phone's gonna be the easiest. I'll pick up the quickest that way.
Well, thank you so much, Scott, for the interview. I really do appreciate it. I hope y'all all reach out to Juggernaut Payment Processing to check out if maybe you can save some money as well. And just thank you so much. And y'all, if y'all liked this, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up so the YouTube algorithm will actually show it to other people as well. So thank you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Thanks, guys.